Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Arizona Coyotes franchise mode here in NHL 22. So in last episode, we took on the Nashville Predators in the second round of the playoffs, and unfortunately, we lost in the second round yet again for the second straight season. Last year, we lost to St. Louis. They went to the Cup Finals, and I don't think they won, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe they did. But this year, we lost to the Nashville Predators, who ended up winning on to win the Stanley Cup. So that really sucks, but I mean, our team is still really good. It's just more about trying to keep this team as good as possible. Like, some of these guys are probably going to leave the team since we just gave a big extension a couple episodes ago to Mishkov. So there is a good chance that we end up losing some players because, as you can see, we have some big names up for renewal. Geeky's probably one of the most important ones to get back. Obviously, Yoshimura, we have a little bit more flexibility since he's an RFA, but we might use Shelley, we might lose Shishkinov, we might lose somebody like McIntyre, Ustorf. Like, there's a lot of good players that we might end up losing just because a lot of them are UFAs. But yeah, we hopefully could trade away maybe some of them, or trade away some of their rights and get ourselves a little bit better. I don't know, because this team is going through a lot of like different changes. Galiev's probably gone as well because I don't think he's going to want to play in the AHL for another year. But in general, I really hope that this team could go through maybe a small retool a little bit and still have a chance to be competitive, because we obviously want to be in the playoffs as much as we can with Agostino and Michkov, because these two guys, we don't want to waste away their careers and miss playoffs year in and year out. So we want to make the team as good around them as possible in order to be that competitive team that we want to be. So anyways, before we get into the draft and resign stage, we do have one comment to go over, and that's from Saturn Otaku. He says, another disappointing result, time for a retool before the franchise mode ends. I'd say Shelley is gone altogether, depends on how much money you got for other free agents you want. You might be able to package one or more plus a pick to move up in the draft. So he's saying that potentially, well, to let go of Shelley, I think, wait, let me see, what's he saying again? Yeah, he says Shelley's gone altogether. Let's take a look at Shelley for a second. Shelley's obviously been here since he's been drafted. He's one of the best players I've had, I think, in a franchise mode. If you go to contract-wise, 1 year at 5.6 isn't really that bad, so I might be able to hold on to him a little bit longer if he's still going to ask that kind of price. But you can kind of see that his offense has kind of dipped a bit, and he's still a really good goal scorer. He's got 519 goals in his career, but I don't know, maybe his time is done, because his playoff numbers haven't been really consistent. Like, when we go far in the playoffs, he's been good, but when we don't, he's kind of struggled at times. Like, this year he was good in there with 8 points in 9 games, but there's been years where he's not scored a single goal in the playoffs, and obviously that's something we need him to do if we're going to pay him some big money. But we'll see if we're able to bring him back. Yoshimura should be taking over that like second/third line spot anyways, so yeah, we might have to let him go, because it's either this offseason we let him go or next offseason, because Kagorodov's contract, I believe, ends next year. Yeah, his contract ends at the end of next season, I think, which is crazy. And yeah, Kagorodov is definitely the much better player at this stage. So anyways, let's get into this draft and see what we could do. He was saying that maybe try and trade up for a pick, but I really don't think that's necessary. Oh, actually, oh yeah, there was the one pick that I wanted to trade up for in last episode, right? I completely forgot about that because it's been a while since I've recorded. Who was it? Oh yeah, it was this offensive defenseman that's a little elite. So we want to trade up at least to this spot, so we will see if we could trade up a few spots and draft that low elite offensive defenseman, because I think that's something we need, because our defensive core is very defensively minded. So we'll see what happens. Let's try and move to 26, because we are drafting, I think, at like 28th, if I remember right. And then we should be able to trade up a couple spots. Yeah, we're drafting 28th. Let's try and trade up to 25th, since Edmonton's actually willing to move it. And we'll try and make a trade work with the Oilers here. We haven't actually made a trade in a while, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll give them the 28th pick for sure. And what do they want that matches our block? Not really a whole lot. I could throw in somebody like Filppula maybe, but I don't really want to do that. I could throw in the rights to Galiev and see if they re-sign him. Maybe. I don't know if that's enough, to be honest. We could try it. A first rounder in Galiev to move up a couple spots. That's rejected. Okay. It's probably because he's pending UFA, but had to try it because why not? Yeah, I might have to do Filppula, to be honest. He has a little bit of value. Or I might have to throw in somebody I don't want. Or just throw in another pick, to be honest. But let's... actually, yeah, I might want to keep Filppula, to be honest. Let's throw in maybe a 4th rounder. See if this works. So a 1st, and then they also get a 4th. We move up a couple spots. That's accepted. Perfect. There's a nice little trade. Now we have ourselves a guaranteed low elite offensive defenseman, unless he somehow goes early. But if we go to the draft class, this guy is going to be a beast of a player, I think. And he should help out our backhand a lot in terms of bringing offense. And I think it's going to be what turns this team around in a sense from these last few years. Look at that. Low elite offensive defenseman. You go to his stats, he's very good. And he's almost NHL ready. It's just his defense isn't good, which makes sense for an OFD. But yeah, this guy might have some good X factors as well. He does have Send It for sure. And he does have a zone ability in Seeing Eye. I didn't even realize that. So yeah, he's going to be really good at that. And yeah, hopefully this guy is going to help out our future. He's a right-handed defenseman as well. So I am very excited to draft that guy. But yeah, let's see what this top 5 of the draft looks like. We aren't going to be trading away anybody else in this. So let's see. Combs goes first to St. Louis, 83 overall power forward. That's really solid. This guy's a pure goal scorer. So there's a nice pickup for the St. Louis Blues. Which is kind of scary since that's in our division, if I'm not mistaken. The Winnipeg Jets at number 2 are going to take Pickard, who's an 82 sniper. Damn, yeah, 2 really good players in the first 2 picks. This might be a really good draft. The Montreal Canadiens at number 3 are going to take an 82 in Michelli, who's also a sniper. So 3 really good shooters in the draft. Should be interesting to see which one becomes the best of the 3. Obviously, the first 2 have some X factors in Michelli or Michelli. Does not. Let's see what Detroit takes at 4. They're going to take Cross, who's an 81. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Chris Cross? Yo, this is another big meme. Reminds me of my Houston stream when there was friggin' that one guy in Rich Kid. Now there's Chris Cross. You gotta be joking me. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna probably post this on Twitter before you guys even see this episode, but that is hilarious. He does have Spinorama as well and Puck on a String, so it's kind of funny. Oh man. I wasn't expecting his name to actually be Chris. When I saw it say C Cross, I'm like, maybe it is, but I really doubt it's going to be because EA always does that. But man, that is funny. Number 5, Abney goes to the Columbus Blue Jackets. That's a really good top 5 when everybody's like an 82 plus almost. Damn. Yeah, that's a really good top 5. Let's sim to our pick and see what that low lead offensive defenseman is like. Hopefully he is really good. I'm very excited to get Davis Clark. That's a cool name too. Let's see what Davis Clark is like. Welcome aboard to Arizona, Davis. 70 offensive defenseman. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then he does have the X factors as well. His passing and his offense awareness, if that all climbs up, he's going to be a pretty good offensive defenseman for sure. And he does have like a lot of good superstar abilities and zone ability too. So I am very excited for this guy. And he's not going to be able to play in the AHL year 1, so we have to probably leave him unsigned for a year. But if he develops to like a 79 in 1 year, this guy's going to be jumping into our NHL club pretty quickly. But yeah, very good first round in this draft. A lot of top 6 forwards, top 4 defensemen as well going. Wow. Yeah, this is a deep draft. Okay, let's sim to our next pick, which is at 60 overall. Let's see if we can find anything else for this team out for the prospect pool. Looks like not the greatest rest of the draft. This guy has no weakness. Might be 3 years out, so I might go with Canzanello. I don't really want a medium top 9, but yeah, I might go with this guy since the low top 6s I like better than top 9s in a way. This guy also might be good on face-offs, so Nolan Canzanello, welcome aboard. 64 low top 6, that's pretty solid. Yeah, not too bad. Maybe he develops into being something for us on that bottom 6 eventually. Our next pick, I'm not going to be making a trade. No, thank you. They're Buffalo. Oh yeah, I did pin this guy who might be a low elite in Gordy Lehman. Yeah, I think we got to take Gordy Lehman here just because I pinned him. And the fact that he's 4 years out makes me feel like he's a low elite. So let's see how good Gordy is. And he's a low top 6 grinder. That's actually kind of interesting. More grinders for our prospect pool. Good defensive awareness, but not great defensive stats other than that. And then his offensive awareness is actually pretty solid, even though he has a bad shot. So I don't really know if this guy's going to be good or not, but at least he gives us another prospect for the pool. Next pick here in the 5th round. Let's see, is Marchand a good player? It doesn't look like it. Might as well just go with a low top 9 here. This guy has a weakness in character, so no thank you. 5 years out. We might as well take this guy. He's pretty big, 6'4", 205 at 2-way forward. Robinson McBride, welcome aboard. 57, low top 9. Might not make it, but still, there is a pretty big guy. We'll see if he ends up making it or not. And our last 2 picks of the draft, or maybe last pick, I don't know if we have a 7th rounder. What do we want to go with? Ernesto Emerton, what a name. Double E, huh? Elliot Weller, defensive defenseman who's 7th D, 4 years out though. We'll probably go with Bobick. Yeah, we'll probably go with Bobick because his shooting, his puck skills, and the senses are pretty good. He's 19 already, though, is the only thing, but we'll go with Peter Bobick here with this pick. And he's a low top 9, 63. That's pretty solid for a 19-year-old. Yeah, he might actually develop into being something. Who knows? And in our final pick of the draft at number 220 in the 7th round, can we find a random steal here? Kelly Lowe might be okay. Yeah, I might go with Kelly Lowe here, to be honest. Yeah, let's just go with Kelly Lowe. I don't really know who else I'm going to go with, so. 64, low top 60, man. Not bad for an 18-year-old. Solid overall. Yeah, that was a pretty solid draft, I'd say. I'm very excited about that low elite offensive defenseman because I do like myself some offensive defenseman because maybe that guy could be like Morgan Griffin. But there you go with Davis Clark. We also get Canzanella. We get Lehman, McBride, Bobick, and Lowe. So that's a pretty solid draft. Now we got to get into this resign stage, which is going to be probably the most painful part of this episode, just in case we do lose somebody like Calvin Shelley. Let's try and reassign our associate coach if I can. Oh, he wants to be a head coach. So I cannot offer associate coach a contract. Yeah, I can't do that, unfortunately. Let's get back our scouts, because we definitely need to make sure we have our scouts, because if we lose our scouts, then this team is going to turn into being a pretty bad draft class of a team. Because we've been drafting actually really well in this franchise mode, I think. So, there you go. There's the scouts. Let's get to these contracts. Okay, so we're going to start by qualifying all our RFAs. Actually, maybe I'll go give Yoshimura a contract, because I wouldn't mind extending him to a decent contract. I will qualify McGrath, I think, because I don't feel like he's worth $5 million. So we'll do that. Burkov. That's actually not a bad contract. Yeah, that's actually not a bad contract. Let's try and talk him down a little bit as well. Because if I could re-sign him to like a 3-year at 2.6 deal, I think that's good. And then McElhaney wants still a 2-way. That's good with me. Donovan, what do you want? 1 year and then you're in an RFA again. Let's just do it. Why not? So it's just Yoshimura that we want to give a big contract to. But I want to make sure I have the cap space to give it to him first. So RFAs are good. UFAs, pretty much almost everybody on this roster is a UFA, it seems like. Which is not great since we don't have the flexibility with them. So Devereaux we need to sign to an ELC first. Sauer is actually pretty decent, 68 at 20. Yeah, we'll sign a couple of these guys for the AHL. Why not? And then Volpati, I'm going to let you go. And same with Reinprecht. Don't need those bottom sixers. And then we'll try and get back Ariel Ortmeyer again because he's an AHL legend at this point. And we'll try and... Actually, we'll let go of some of these AHLers maybe. Just because Devereaux is going to be jumping in. So I'm going to let go of Silverberg since he's 30. And then Lorentz could play. Bykov has been playing in the AHL for a while, but I don't know if he should come back or not. I could try and keep Bykov around. And then we got to sign Festerling. What does Festerling want? Not bad, actually. As like a depth type of option. I'm going to give him exactly what he wants for that. That's cheap. Let me actually go to what do we else got here. I think I got to sign Raffle, and I think Galiev's time is done. What does he want? That's not bad. I'm considering keeping him around for the AHL, to be honest. Just so that way we have 3 good goalies in case we run into problems. Hyven, what is he wanting? That guy that we brought in. I think I gotta let him walk for that type of price. Yeah, we gotta let Hyven walk for now. So best of luck in free agency there, Hyven, but maybe we'll bring you back. I have to let him go for now, though. Oostorf, I know you're a solid 4th liner. What are you wanting for like 1 year? 2 million? I gotta wait on that for a second. What about McIntyre? McIntyre's still expensive because of 1 good year, so I don't want to overpay on him like I did kind of with Gage Penner. So, let's see what I could do here. 1 year at 6.5. I don't know if I should give him that or not. I definitely want to keep Shishkinov and stuff like that around if I can, because we do have the flexibility to do that. Let's do a 1 year deal for Shishkinov again, just to play it safe with contracts for next offseason. I want to keep Shishkinov around because of the passing, even though I know Saturn Otaku said to go through a little bit of retool. I want to try and keep a lot of these players together on this roster. I don't really like that cost for McIntyre, really. Geeky's the #1 priority here. He only wants 9.7 for 1 year, which makes me feel like he could retire soon, so let's just give him what he wants, because Geeky is definitely the priority of this offseason. And then Spalling, what are you wanting? That's not bad, actually. What does Delmo want? Yeah, I think Vincent Delmo's time here is done. I think it is. Yeah, we're going to let go of Delmo. I just don't feel like he's worth paying 2.62, at least right now. So I'm going to let him walk, but we could always bring him back if you guys want me to. But Spalling, I think, is worth the money just because he's a really solid like face-off man and stuff like that. And he's only 27. So, yeah, let's give him a 2-year deal. And we'll give him a like 2.5, see if he'll accept that. And then we got to worry about McIntyre. I want to give Shelley a contract for 1 year. He only wants 1 year at 5.3. We might honestly be able to get most of these guys back if we want to. Like, we could still trade away Shelley if we want to, but I'm going to give him a contract for now. I have a soft spot for Kelvin Shelley, so I got to keep him around if I can. Oostorf, we'll try and get you on a 1 year deal as well. Give you exactly what you want, because a lot of these guys I want to keep around for a bit. Do we need Galiev still? Probably. Yeah, I'm gonna re-sign Galiev, I think, to that 875. I mean, it gives us a 3rd string goalie that's cheap. It's for 2 years. I think that's okay. Okay, so let me see what we got here. So the only one we haven't offered a contract to is McIntyre. Let's see if all these guys accept, though. Especially those UFAs. Let's just go through this quickly, and then we'll check back and see if all of them resigned. Okay, so Shelley rejected. McIntyre, obviously, we didn't give a contract to. Festerling's still holding out. And same with Lawrence. We'll give him some more money since it's a 2-way deal. Why not? Festerling, would you accept a 1 year deal and a little bit more, since you are a depth defenseman for us, probably at best? Yoshimura rejected also. That did we give him a... No, we didn't give him it. We only have 24 million left. Maybe we actually do let go of Shelley, because we were going to give Yoshimura an upgrade of a contract. 4 years. 6.6 for 4 years for Yoshimura. Let's do it. Let's do it. All the RFAs accepted, which is good for the most part. Yeah, I think we might actually have to let go of Shelley, because if we do, let's just advance and see if we get Yoshimura on that contract. Looks like we did. We're not going to have a lot of money left over for free agency, but I don't know what's even available free agent-wise. Yeah, now that we have only 18.775, McGrath still needs to accept. I want to bring Shelley back, though, kind of, but I see the reason why we can let him go, too. It's such a tough one to let go of, because he's one of my best goal scorers I've ever had, I think. But like, Michkov is definitely #1 center, or not #1 center, #1 winger. Kagerodov is definitely number 2. Yoshimura is number 3, but he also can play into the top 6. And then, yeah, Kagerodov's contract comes to an end next offseason, and he's probably going to want a lot of money. So, and Shelley's going to probably be on the decline soon. So that's why he wouldn't want a multiple-year deal. I definitely think we got to keep McIntyre around over him. And then we got to see about free agency. I mean, I can re-sign him and then just trade him away, which sounds like a bad thing to do. Like a sign and trade. What do we got for McIntyre, though? That's expensive as hell. Is he worth that much amount of money, though? Like, he's been pretty consistent the last few years, but I mean, he would be getting more ice time probably if we did let go of Shelley. His playoff stats are pretty solid as well the last 2 years, or well, last year. He's a really big guy. He's got the X factors as well. That's expensive though. And let's do a 1-year deal and try and get McIntyre for 6.5. And then I don't know if we could get Shelley back, to be honest. I might re-sign him and then just trade him in the next episode, to be honest. I would rather trade him away than let him walk to free agency, I feel like now. I don't know. Because if we look at our team without Calvin Shelley, we should have a pretty good roster still. Like, we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Technically, there is still a spot for Shelley. I can see the use for bringing him back as well. You know what? I'm going to re-sign him for a 1-year deal, but we might trade him next episode. I'm very skeptical about parting with him for some reason. Because there could be better options in free agency, so that's why I'm saying we could trade him away next episode if we do manage to re-sign him. But I think we should be able to, technically, if we want to keep this roster together, we can. Oh, he rejected again. Why is he rejecting? Probably because of his goal scoring. Come on, Shelley, just accept the contract, because we are going to sign you and maybe trade you next episode. Depends on what there is free agency-wise. Oh, there we go. 1 year at 5.7. We're down to 8.6 in cap space, and we only have McGrath to bring back. So, technically, we can still sign free agents, actually. We can, because McGrath is only going to cost us, like, since he's an RFA, maybe like 4, maybe 3. Yeah, maybe like 4 million he can cost us, so we might still have like 4 million in cap space. But let's take a look at our defensive core. What do we need free agency-wise? 4, 5, 6. Lambert's almost there, but 6. So we could probably use a depth defenseman. We got our goaltenders. We could try and trade away some of these players to upgrade other players. But, like maybe we get rid of Penner's contract because it's $6 million still. But yeah, I think our team could definitely use another second line center kind of thing. Because Penner's more of a third line center. Spalling's a fourth liner. Filppula. So yeah, there is definitely areas we could improve. So we can definitely trade away Shelley next episode potentially, if you guys think it's necessary. I'd like to keep him around just because I do like him, but I see the use for trading him away as well. Okay, let's take a look at what's available free agency-wise and trading block-wise, and then that'll be it for this episode, because we might make some big changes in next episode. I just didn't want to make them right now, so... okay, so the best centers available is Zetterberg, which is funny because he was in the same draft as Agostino and Michkov and whatnot. He's the best center available for free agents. We're not going to be able to afford a lot of these guys, but doesn't look like a whole lot out there for centermen, to be honest. Kolyakovo's out there, but $11 million. Don't know if he's worth. Yeah, I don't know if he's worth that much amount of money. He's not the best offensive player, but there is options out there if we want to bring in a new centerman. Obviously, we did just let go of Vincent Dalmau. We could bring him back if you guys want me to, but I don't know if those are really what we need or not. Left wing wise, there's some good players out there as well. LaRose, didn't we have this guy before? Yeah, we had Bob LaRose at one point, I'm pretty sure, for a little bit. Viktor Varlamov is also in free agency, huh? That's funny. What else we got here? Right wing wise, DeFazio. 87 grinder, huh? It's funny. Yeah, there's definitely options out there. We could honestly trade away Shelley and then bring in somebody else that's younger, that still has the offensive punch. This guy's really good defensively, but I don't know how he's. I don't know if he's a good player or not. Or I'll get Lance. Victor Sadikov is back here free agency. That's funny. Same with Emiliano Redmond. A lot of former players in free agency. So that is what is out there. Defensively, no really good defenseman. That's the best overall defenseman is an 83. So I don't really think there's anything we could bring in defensively to make this team better, but maybe there is trading wise. We'll take a look at that for sure too. Hordichuk and DeMaio are back in there in free agency, former defenders of ours. It's funny. We probably just need depth at this point unless we want to actually change up the roster completely. Schuström, Street. There's good goalies out there, but I don't think we need them. Hornquist is there. Moran, Willis, Rabbit. Hey, look, Ramsey's there. That's a pretty solid goalie. So that is what is available in terms of free agency. And then in terms of trading wise, if we are to trade away somebody like Shelley or try and retool our roster a bit, who is out there on the block out of curiosity? Adamski, which is not really anything huge. Matejchuk for defenseman. Looking for somebody that would bring an offensive punch to our top 4 defensive core. I know we do have the youngster that we just drafted, but he's not going to be NHL ready for at least a year. Johansson and Bigra, I don't know. Bigra's got 1 year left. How is this guy scoring wise? Not 30 something points in 62 games isn't bad, but very bad defensively, looks like, unless Calgary's just not that good. Dumas is nothing I want to trade for. Sawchuk, 32.81, making $6 million bucks. What the heck? What is that contract for a grinder? Foot for defenders. Breland is out there. Is Foot good offensively? He's solid offensively, I'd say. He might be okay to bring in, but I don't know if he's going to really bring that offensive punch that we need. Like, we need somebody that's going to be putting up like 40, 50 points on the back end in order to make their defensive core a little bit better. Felipe Avery, I think his name is. Yeah, this guy is on the block. That's interesting. This guy had 109 points a few years ago, and he's now down to 49 points. Yikes. Detroit must have just went through a lot of changes, because this guy was doing really good, and now he's doing pretty tragic. I mean, his contract isn't necessarily that good either. He's an 85 now. So I don't really think that guy's worth trading for, but that's very interesting, because I don't like that contract at all. We'd have to get them to retain, and that's impossible in this almost. Dylan Genther, no thank you. Don't need to bring Genther back. Cole Sillinger, no thank you. Kincaid, this guy's more of a passer. Valcourt, some prospects. Maybe we just trade away somebody for picks. I don't know if we want to do any trades or not, because I feel like this team definitely has a lot left in it to like win another Stanley Cup. It's just finding somebody that helped drive the offense on the back end, because it's way too defensive right now at the moment. At least that's my guess, is what's wrong with this roster. Maybe it's the coach too. Maybe the coach isn't working anymore. Brant Clark, is he that good offensively? Not really. Yeah, I'm not really seeing any offensive defensemen. Weirkosh is an 87 center. That's a grinder. I don't know about the contract at 10.58. This guy does not really pick up a lot of points, at least since he's been in Toronto. He's actually not terrible. He's never played in the playoffs before. Might fit our bottom 6 centers and stuff like that, but I don't know about the contract. That'd be interesting, though, to upgrade our center core a little bit. Bowie's an RFA, but he has been thrown on the block because he's an RFA. He's been putting up some pretty solid point totals as well. Does fit into our top 6. That's interesting, since he's an RFA on the block. Jansen's also there. Smith on the block. The sniper. that might be better than Shelley. Maybe not. No, he doesn't score. This guy's a sniper, but he doesn't score goals like Shelley does, so he wouldn't be an upgrade. Huh. Armsden is a center. Oh, that's a great contract. 4 years at under $5 million for an 85. That puts up about that much amount of points. 60 points in 64 games. Ooh, and he does fit our first line. Armsden would be the perfect upgrade for somebody over, what's his name, over Penner. But that trade value is a bit high. We'd have to give up one of our best prospects, probably like Lambert, in that deal. There's also a Sullivan who's got 1 year left. And this guy's also pretty damn good too. A power forward that takes a lot of penalty minutes, but also picks up a good amount of points. Damn, yeah, Washington has some good players on the block here. Very intriguing ones. Skylar McCann as well. Yeah, I'm very intrigued about Armsden. I think he would be a great acquisition for this team in terms of centers. Because we bring him in, we get Penner out of the team probably, or put on the third line. We need to free up cap space probably to do that, but I really like that contracts with Armsden. Like if we go to trade for asset, like to get something like this to go through, he has a lot of trade value. They do want Lambert, which is great because I could trade away Lambert. Ooh, yeah, we could make something work. We could definitely make something work. And then we'd have to try and find a way to trade away Penner because Penner's contract is not looking the best. Or we try and keep Penner, I don't know. But yeah, this might be actually a perfect player to bring in. Because we bring in an 85 as a center. And look at our center depth right now. Penner more as a third liner, Spelling more as a fourth liner, or Filppula as a fourth liner. Yeah, that definitely would help out our team a lot, I'd say. But it doesn't really improve the defensive core at all. So defensively, we might still have to make moves in a sense. But Armsden, I think, might be a great option. Because if we put him with a good shooter like not Shishkinov, what's his name? Kagorodov, this guy should pick up a lot of points. He also needs a decent amount of power play time too, but yeah, Armsden would be really good. Armsden would be probably the perfect option to bring in. That's a very good contract. Might not be good in a few years, who knows, but I think that might be our best option in terms of trades for next episode. So that's that. And I think that's going to do it, guys, for this episode of our Arizona Coyotes franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll take it to free agency. We might sign a few players depending on what you guys think. We might make some trades depending on what you guys think as well. And yeah, we'll go through a little bit of a retool, but I think this team is also going to be a playoff team with this retool as well. So want to see how this team does next season, and hopefully it is another pretty solid season ahead. So let me guys think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.